Back to senior year. While other simps were still fawning over the manipulative school beauty, I set my sights on an aloof senior girl I barely knew. Not because of her slim waist, long legs, and black stockings. It was because, in my past life, I could not tell a manipulative school beauty from a precious senior girl. I went to buy milk for that girl, only to be hit by a car, paralyzed and bedridden for 3 years. After my classmates visited me once, they never came again. Instead, Yanran, the aloof senior girl who seemed unconnected to me, came one day with red-rimmed eyes, looking slightly disheveled as she entered my hospital room. And she kept coming for 3 whole years, until she died saving a little girl from the river. After that, in my hospital room, that prickly yet adorable girl never appeared again. Now, reborn, I stood in the milk tea shop, looking at the girl before me. How blind had I been in my past life, not to see that she liked me? Just then, a soft voice came from the door. Xiao, have you not gotten it yet? I was holding a cup of milk tea, still warm. Yanran knew I had bought it for Zhou Mianmian. Zhou Mianmian walked over and immediately spotted Yanran before me. She faced Yanran with complete confidence, because she knew that no matter how outstanding Yanran was, there was one thing she could never beat her at. Xiao liked her, not Yanran. No matter how beautiful and dazzling Yanran was, it meant nothing. Thinking that, Zhou Mianmian approached me with a sweet smile. She pressed against my arm and said, Senior Wo, what are you doing here? What a coincidence. After saying that, Zhou Mianmian habitually held out her hand to me. I unwrapped the milk tea and inserted the straw. A flicker of disappointment crossed Yanran's eyes. Just as Zhou Mianmian was about to take the drink, I handed it to Yanran instead. Want some? It might be a little sweet. This is 70% sweet. How about I buy you another? Yanran stared at me in disbelief, her eyes filled with confusion. Zhou Mianmian called out softly, hurt, Xiao. That is my milk tea. I looked at her. You want one too? Then buy one yourself. The counter is right there. I even thoughtfully pointed to the ordering counter. Zhou Mianmian looked at me, shocked and wronged. Did you not buy this for me? I waited outside for quite a while. It is freezing out there. As she spoke, she glanced at the milk tea in my hand. Her eye rims and fair cheeks began to redden. Did you run into Senior Wo? So, you gave it to her first? Xiao, you are so kind, she said softly, sounding hurt. But seeing her like that, I simply laughed. I pulled the milk tea back, no longer offering it to Yanran. When Yanran saw me take back the drink, the light in her eyes went out completely. Yet she still held herself straight, as if it meant nothing. She said, It is only milk tea. I can afford one myself. Seeing I had done exactly as she expected, and taken back the milk tea, Zhou Mianmian secretly felt smug. She even said coyly, Senior Luo comes from money. She can certainly afford milk tea. Xiao, you went out of your way for nothing, but you already offered that one to Senior Luo, so I do not want it. She was about to ask me to buy her another cup. After all, she would never want one offered to Yanran. But I had no intention of handing her the milk tea. Instead, I put the straw to my lips and took a sip. Then I took out my phone and handed it to Yanran. This one is too sweet. Order whatever you like. I know you can afford your own milk tea, but I want to treat you. I had no intention of paying Zhou Mianmian any attention. Zhou Mianmian was stunned. For no reason, she felt a little panicked. Yanxi, who had come in with her and stayed silent, had first been shocked and jealous. That Xiao actually knew Yanran, the school beauty. Seeing this, he secretly rejoiced that his chance had finally come. He quietly said to Zhou Mianmian, what would you like to drink? I will buy it for you. I glanced at him. Yanxi was my classmate, and he liked Zhou Mianmian too. He had always treated me as a sworn rival. I used to hate seeing him hover around Zhou Mianmian, but now, I did not care. It had nothing to do with me anymore. Zhou Mianmian felt wronged. She had grown used to me centering everything around her. This was the first time I had ever ignored her. Along with her unhappiness and anger, she also wanted to provoke me. So, Zhou Mianmian deliberately told Yanxi, sure, I want brown sugar. Boba, 70% sweet. Thank you. Then she deliberately glanced at me, waiting for me to object as usual, and gently coax her. But I had already looked away. Instead, I looked at Yanran with a smile in my voice. Go on, choose one. Yanran's heart began to race. She reached for my phone, but her own phone suddenly vibrated in her hand. She froze. It was as though she had suddenly awakened. No need. I do not want one. Then she took her phone outside to answer the call. Zhou Mianmian's heart sank at the sight. She felt uneasy. Xiao seemed very different today. I glanced anxiously toward the door, then ordered Yanran a hot milk tea myself. Yanxi soon returned with 2 cups of milk tea. I watched him eagerly hold out a cup. It was for Zhou Mianmian. 70% sweet. It is getting late. Let me take you home. Zhou Mianmian frowned the moment she took it. Why was it iced? On such a cold day. Was Yanxi really that thick-headed? But she still put on a smile and thanked him softly. Thank you, Yanxi. You are so kind. When Zhou Mianmian saw I was completely ignoring them, her expression turned unpleasant. She looked at Yanxi again. He was gazing at her eagerly. Usually, Xiao was the one who took her home. After the party, everyone else had already left. Because she wanted milk tea, Xiao had come to buy it for her. Yanxi liked her too, so he had deliberately stayed behind, hoping for a chance to be alone with her. But then there was Xiao's attitude. So, a little spitefully, Zhou Mianmian said to Yanxi, "Sure, please take me home." After saying that, she looked at me again. But I did not give her so much as a glance. Was it because before the party, she had rejected his confession? Zhou Mianmian frowned at the iced milk tea in her hand. After Zhou Mianmian took the milk tea, I heard Yanxi eagerly say, "The car is here. Let us go." Mianmian. Zhou Mianmian was still staring at me with her large, watery eyes. I only smiled, waved, and said, "Bye-bye." Then Yanxi left with the aggrieved Zhou Mianmian. When Yanran pushed open the door and came back in, the two of them were just leaving. She paused in surprise. Then she looked at me, still standing in the milk tea shop. When I saw her coming, I handed her the milk tea I had just packed up. 30% sweet, made with fresh milk. Milk tea at night can keep you awake. This gentle side of me was one Yanran had often seen, but the one I was gentle with had always been that lucky girl, Zhou Mianmian. It had never been her, so she did not know what to do. She did not even know what expression to wear. She could only look away. Then coolly said, "Making decisions for me again? I can buy one myself." The moment she said it, she regretted it. Xiao would definitely be angry hearing that. But to her surprise, I smiled. "Fine, then pay me back next time. You can treat me next time." When Yanran heard next time, her heart beat a little faster. The corners of her lips lifted despite herself. She reached out and took the milk tea from my hand, then casually said, "Then I will treat you next time." I almost wanted to pat her head, but I was afraid she would think I was a creep. Yanran seemed to remember something. "I have something to do. I should go." I remembered that she had said she wanted to tell me something. It was probably a confession. "What was it you wanted to tell me?" Yanran raised her hand and touched her slightly burning ear. "Next time," I sighed. "Then I will take you home." "No need. My driver is here. I am leaving." Yanran felt I had been far too gentle with her today. She was not used to it, and it left her flustered. So she waved and hurried away. I called out. I wanted to stop her, but she had already run out the door. After Yanran got into the car, she stared at the hot milk tea in her hand, lost in thought. Today, she really had planned to confess to him. Even though she knew his heart had always belonged only to Zhou Mianmian, she still wanted to try. If she did not try, she would have no chance at all. Her family wanted her to go abroad after the college entrance exams, but she could not bear to leave Xiao. Yanran looked out the window, but after what had just happened, perhaps she did have a chance after all. At least, Xiao seemed to see more than just Zhou Mianmian now, and he knew she liked milk tea at 30% sweetness. He seemed different somehow. Meanwhile, after watching Yanran get into her car, I went straight home. When I walked in, my father was reading on the couch. Our family was a little better off than average. Dad was a teacher, and Mom was a doctor. Mom was not home today. She was probably working the night shift. My father, King, smiled at his son, who sighed the moment he walked in. "What is this? You sigh the second you see me." After my accident in my previous life, my once cheerful, kind-hearted parents had seen their hair turn nearly white within 2 days. Their faces had gained wrinkles too. They seemed to have suddenly aged 10 years. Those following years, for my parents, must have been torture. My eyes burned. Still, I forced a smile. No, I was not sighing. "Old Z, you are still awake." "Oh, I would like to sleep too." King smiled and put down his book. He stood up. "Your mom said she noticed you could not sleep these past few nights. You were up very late. She figured you were feeling run down. She specifically told me to make you a sweet soup." As he spoke, he headed into the kitchen, muttering that his wife cared more about me than she did about him. I followed behind him, watching his still straight back. "Am I even your biological son?" Actually, I had been unable to sleep these past few nights. Probably because I had been thinking about how to confess to Zhou Mianmian before today's party. I did give her the necklace I bought, but the confession still failed. For years, I had received scholarships and spent nearly all of it on Zhou Mianmian. I had never bought my parents even the smallest gift. Yet Mom was still worried my insomnia would make me ill. And old Z, who normally went to bed on time, was still waiting for me to come home and drink sweet soup. King took out a small cup of sweet soup. He left another inside for his wife when she came home. But when he turned around, he saw his son standing behind him, eyes red-rimmed. "Come on, you do not need to be that touched," he asked hesitantly. "If you are out of money and want living expenses, you do not need to cry." As he spoke, He shot me a glare. I tugged at the corner of my mouth. Do you really think I am that kind of person? I just suddenly realized how hard you have worked. Ziking froze. He suddenly felt that his son seemed different today. Before he could figure it out, I had taken the sweet soup and walked away. Ziking followed behind me. With a sigh, tell dad if something is wrong. You are growing up now. You do not want to share your worries with us anymore. That is normal. I just hope that if there is something you cannot handle, you will still tell your family. You are still young. I know. Old Z, you are so naggy. I lowered my head and took a sip of sweet soup. I did not look up. Go to bed first. Otherwise, you will have to wake up again when mom gets home. A tear fell as my voice came out muffled, landing in the sweet soup. Fine, you brat. Leave it there when you finish. I will wash it tomorrow. Get some sleep. Do not stay up every night. Ziking spoke as he walked toward his room. At the door, he could not help asking whether I still had money. Do you not always help that classmate of yours? Do not tell me you have none left for yourself. My parents really were wonderful. Sadly, I had not been a good son in my previous life. I have money. Go to sleep. Stop nagging. Ziking said nothing more. He went into his room and shut the door. After I finished, I sat in the living room for a long time. In my previous life, I spent the next 3 years in the hospital. After the car accident, I developed quite a few health problems too. Every day, I needed intravenous infusions, medicine, and treatment at the hospital. My parents and Yanran took turns staying with me every day. They did that for 3 years. In this life, I had to treat Yanran well. I also had to be good to my parents and never disappoint them again. As for Zhou Mianmian, I would leave it at that. Thinking of that, I suddenly remembered that I did not seem to have Yanran's contact information. I blurted out, damn. I pulled out my phone and searched by keyword. It seemed I really did not have it. I sighed and opened a contact whose profile picture showed only a basketball on a court. Son, do you have Yanran's WeChat? A question mark came back almost immediately, followed by, you bastard. Are you switching to someone else to grovel after? At least she is better than the last one. The one speaking so sharply was my best friend, Linyu. Though we had fallen out by then, he could not stand seeing me grovel before Zhou Mianmian. When he learned I was even holding a party to confess to her tonight, Linyu was so angry that he did not even show up. But when he learned I had been in a car accident because of Zhou Mianmian, Linyu, despite our falling out, went back to collect his admission letter and publicly tore Zhou Mianmian apart at school. I heard his words were vicious. He insulted her until she burst into tears. Later, while out on the street, he saw Zhou Mianmian acting intimately with another man. Unable to hold back, he rushed over and berated her again. He ended up fighting the man beside Zhou Mianmian. In the end, both men landed in the police station. Unexpectedly, the other man had powerful connections. That incident left Linyu with a criminal record. He would be barred from taking the civil service exam for life. Looking at Linyu's barbed messages now, my heart ached. In the end, I could not help smiling. I sent a voice message, basketball tomorrow. After a while, he sent back a voice message. His tone was irritable. What basketball? I have not finished catching up on my homework. School starts the day after tomorrow. We can play when we are back and have time. He also forwarded a WeChat contact card. Yanran's WeChat. You were in the same club, at least. How did you not even add her on WeChat? I replied with a sticker that said, thanks dad. Then I opened the contact card. To my surprise, she was already in my contacts. I froze for a moment. Then I opened our chat. There was even a chat history, but those messages were painfully hard to look at now. Every holiday, including my birthday, she always sent her wishes right on time, and I had only ever politely replied, thank you. I closed my eyes, bitterness tightening in my chest. Yet suddenly, I no longer had the courage to even say hello. Yanran, how many little secrets did you have that I still knew nothing about? I opened her moments. Meanwhile, after Zhou Mianmian got home, her grandmother was already asleep. She lived in an old apartment complex, and the facilities were poor. Even the stairwell lights were broken. Yet Yanxi really was as dense as a rock. He dropped her off downstairs and left. That made Zhou Mianmian think of me again. For the past few years, rain or shine, I had always walked her right to her door. After Zhou Mianmian entered her room, she took out her phone and checked it. There was no message from me. Angrily, she hurled her phone onto the bed. Xiao has gone too far. Just moments ago, she had thought that if he apologized, she would reluctantly forgive him. Now she was determined to ignore him. She touched the necklace around her neck, the one I had given her that night. Unable to resist, Zhou Mianmian picked up her phone and opened moments again. She posted, tonight is so cold. I miss you, even if you may already be tired of me. Then she waited eagerly for my reply. Unfortunately, even by the next day, she still received no message from me. On the first day of school, Linyu arrived early. To his surprise, plenty of people were already there. Linyu walked in and gave me a casual, yo, here's so early. Not picking up your princess? I used to be more punctual than the bus at the school gate, rain or shine, picking Zhou Mianmian up and taking her to school every day. Linyu had gotten used to it. Seeing me here so early now, sitting at my desk, felt strange to him. He could not help mocking me. I looked up at him from my textbook. Cut the sarcasm. I brought you breakfast. Hurry up and eat. The homeroom teacher will be here soon. Linyu glanced at the soy milk on his desk and the breakfast crepe. Sure enough, his expression softened, though his tone remained sharp. My family runs a breakfast shop. Why would you bring me breakfast? That was what he said, but he ate without the slightest hesitation. Do not push your luck. As class time approached, more students gradually filled the classroom. After Linyu took the last bite of his breakfast crepe, he finally looked at me seriously. Where is Zhou Mianmian? You really are not chasing her anymore. I am not. My tone was calm. Now I will study hard, do well on the college entrance exam, and do my part in building the country someday. Then why did you ask me for Luo Yanran's contact that night? He glanced at me. Do not tell me you cannot see that she likes you. I turned to Linyu. You know, everyone knows. Everyone knew except you. You were too blinded by infatuation to see it. You ignored a real princess to worship a fake one. Linyu said mockingly. Unexpectedly, I was not angry. I even nodded in agreement. I had been blinded by love. As we talked, there was a commotion from the seats ahead. Liu Shuping asked Zhou Mianmian with concern, who had entered with red-rimmed eyes. Mianmian, why are you so late today? Even Xiao got here early. Zhou Mianmian froze. She turned, her eyes red, and looked at me in the back row. I happened to look up at her. There was still a smile in my eyes, but it faded considerably when I saw her. I quickly looked away and said to Linyu, Bro, give her a break. Say less. Linyu snorted. He glanced at Zhou Mianmian, but said nothing in the end. Seeing that I had no intention of acknowledging her at all, Zhou Mianmian's tears immediately fell. For 2 days, she had forced herself not to message me first. She posted 1 moment's update a day, waiting for me to reach out first. But even this morning, when she woke up, there was still no message from me. She finally could not bear it any longer. She sent me a message. Xiao, I want a breakfast crepe. But the instant she sent it, a notice said we were no longer contacts and could not chat. Zhou Mianmian's heart sank. Xiao had deleted her. With trembling hands, she opened my moments. Sure enough, it was completely blank. Zhou Mianmian's resentment and anger instantly turned into panic. Flustered, she hurriedly gathered her things and went downstairs. Sure enough, the familiar figure was not downstairs. Hey, Mianmian, why are you crying? Yanxi had just walked in. When he saw Zhou Mianmian crying, he could not help shouting. What happened? His voice was loud. The classmates who had been studying or chatting all turned to look. Only I kept my head down, writing the answer I had just worked out on my exercise sheet. Xiao, how could you do this? Zhou Mianmian did not take Yanxi's tissue, nor did she care about everyone watching. She knew exactly how to stir people's sympathy. Her tears fell, one by one, and her voice trembled. Why did you delete me? My writing hand paused. I finally looked up at her. It was all too familiar. That aggrieved expression, those wounded eyes, as if I had done something unforgivable. This was how she had always drawn out my pity. But now, I only watched her coldly. I wanted to clear out my contacts. Some unnecessary people got deleted. Those words drained all color from Zhou Mianmian's face. I am unnecessary. I only looked at her quietly. I said nothing. Other students whispered around us, casting curious, gossiping looks our way. But before they could enjoy much more of the drama, the homeroom teacher pushed open the door. Zhou Mianmian lowered her head. Tears kept falling. Liu Shuping quietly slipped her several tissues. She felt Zhou Mianmian had been humiliated by what I said, though she was also curious. What had happened? Zhou Mianmian accepted the tissues. She softly said, "Thank you," and wiped her eyes. Then she put her backpack away first. Out of habit, she reached inside. Her fingers touched something warm. Zhou Mianmian's eyes lit up. When she took it out, it was breakfast. Her eyes brightened. She knew Xiao would never truly ignore her. He had just been sulking, right? Was it because of Yanxi? Xiao really had too much of a temper. Zhou Mianmian could not help complaining inwardly. But deep down, she was afraid. Xiao's attitude these past few days left her uncertain. So many people liked her, but none of them could compare to Xiao. Zhou Mianmian could not help touching her necklace. She only waited for class to end, so she could give Xiao an opening. As for him deleting her and humiliating her, she would settle that score later. So, when the bell rang, I had just stood up and stretched. When I saw Zhou Mianmian in front of me, her eyes red, she put a serving of rice noodle rolls and the necklace on my desk. Her voice was aggrieved. "Since you said we are strangers, then I am returning these to you. You do not have to be nice to me. Not ever again." After saying that, she looked resentful and hurt. She cast a reluctant glance at Linyu beside me. He rolled his eyes dramatically. What is this, a teen drama? After that, Zhou Mianmian turned back around. In her mind, She counted down until Xiao came to comfort her. When she reached 10, she saw a familiar hand carrying the bag of breakfast and place it on her desk. Her lips had barely curled into a smile. When she heard me say, "I did not buy this. I will take the necklace though. I can sell it and recoup some money." Zhou Mianmian's expression froze. I, on the other hand, was in a good mood. It was not as if I had never considered asking for it back, but I had been too embarrassed to do it. I looked at the necklace Zhou Mianmian had returned herself. What a shame. She wore it once, and now it is secondhand. Is there not a shop near your house that buys secondhand jewelry? Come with me after school and sell this thing. It should still fetch a few hundred yuan. This time, Lin Yu finally realized that I really had stopped chasing after her. That made him feel a little better. He figured that after being rejected again last night, I had finally come to my senses. There is one. This thing still looks pretty new. Why not just give it to your mom? You will lose a few hundred yuan by reselling it. No, my mom would never want something another person has touched. It is dirty, I said without hesitation. Zhou Mianmian, seated in front, felt her vision blur. Her tears fell. What is wrong with Xiao today? Just then, Yanxi ran over. When he saw the breakfast on her desk, he eagerly said, "Hey, Mianmian, why are you not eating? This place just opened. I stood in line all morning." Zhou Mianmian felt both hurt and angry when she heard me say it was dirty. All her anger immediately turned on Yanxi. She picked up the bag of breakfast and flung it at Yanxi without hesitation. "Who wants your breakfast? Can you stay away from me?" With that, she shoved aside her chair and stormed out, furious and aggrieved. Yanxi was so stunned by the hit that he could not react. He stood there, utterly bewildered. A male classmate who had watched the whole scene grinned and said, "Stone, our class beauty thought Xiao had bought that breakfast for her. Who knew it was from you? She does not want yours." Yanxi then glared at me fiercely. His face twisted. "Xiao, have you no shame? Did you buy that? I never said I bought it." He misunderstood it himself. What the hell does that have to do with me? I gave a cold snort. Instead of blaming the person who dirtied your clothes, you blame me. Are you a dog? Do you bite everyone you see? Everyone around us was stunned. They were too used to my gentle, refined demeanor, but my repeated verbal strikes today had completely shattered their preconceived image of me. Lin Yu gave me a thumbs up. Then he mockingly glanced at the dumbfounded Yanxi. "Stop picking on soft targets. This one's not so soft anymore. You should go check on how your goddess is doing. Otherwise, someone else might start chasing her, and you will have no chance." Yanxi could not save face. He shot me a vicious glare and turned to leave. Lin Yu looked at me. "You got bold all of a sudden. A little trash talk, and it feels amazing. Now I finally get why you like snapping back at people." I gave him a gentle smile. Because of what happened that morning, Zhou Mianmian did not speak to me again. She was actually a little panicked, but she still believed I was angry because she had rejected me and accepted Yanxi's attention. So she did not engage with any other boys either. She only acted hurt and miserable. At the same time, she could not help letting her thoughts run wild. What if Xiao really stopped caring about her? A panic sense of abandonment gripped her. She was distracted all morning. When the lunch bell rang, the boys charged out like madmen. I grabbed Lin Yu and rushed out too. Lin Yu wailed, "Why are you in such a hurry? I want the sweet and sour ribs from First High's cafeteria. They only serve them on Mondays." I dragged him along as I ran. My voice was urgent. Behind us, Zhou Mianmian watched our retreating figures. Her face went pale. She turned to her deskmate and asked, "Can I eat with you at lunch today?" Seeing her pitiful expression, Liu Shuping sighed, "Sure, but Mianmian, what exactly happened between you and Xiao?" At that question, her eyes began reddening again. Liu Shuping quickly waved her hands. "It is fine. It is fine. You do not have to say anything if you do not want to." Zhou Mianmian wiped away her tears. "Let us go to First High's too." In the end, the girls headed to the cafeteria together. While we waited in line, Lin Yu noticed me looking around. Curious, he asked, "Are you looking for someone?" I gave a quiet little ah. I did not actually like sweet and sour ribs, but I knew Yanran did. In my previous life, she had mentioned several times that she wanted to come back to First High to eat them. She must really like them. Sure enough, I saw Yanran hurrying through the entrance, pulling another girl along. But the line was already very long. If they joined at the end, there might not be any left. Liu sighed. She looked at Yanran, who was expressionless, though her disappointment was still obvious. "I am sorry, Yanran. It is my fault. If my period had not come so suddenly, we would not have been delayed. It is not your fault. If we cannot get any, we will have it next time." Luo Yanran glanced at her. Though she knew they likely would not get any, Luo Yanran still refused to give up and joined the back of the line. There were the people behind them, then Zhou Mianmian and her group. Zhou Mianmian looked at Luo Yanran ahead of her, just standing there. She drew everyone's attention. I got 3 servings of sweet and sour ribs at once. I packed up 2 of them. "How much do you like these? Are you taking them home for dinner too?" Lin Yu was dumbfounded. I glanced at him. "Mind your own business." But when he saw me carrying the packed sweet and sour ribs toward the back back of the line. Lin Yu's expression darkened. This guy packed them for Zhou Mianmian. Luo Yanran had not noticed Zhou Mianmian's group behind her until she heard several girls speak excitedly. Mianmian, look, it is Xiao. He is coming over. Those must be for you. Luo Yanran was far too sensitive to my name. She looked up. Sure enough, in my hands, I was still carrying the boxed servings of sweet and sour ribs. He went too far today. I am not talking to him. Zhou Mianmian's voice held grievance and a touch of pride. She pretended to casually glance at Luo Yanran ahead. Sure enough, she was staring intently at Xiao, and I was clearly walking in her direction. Zhou Mianmian felt slightly reassured. Just as she thought, Xiao would not ignore her. Zhou Mianmian curved her lips. She reached up and touched her hair. For some reason, she was a little nervous. Still, she decided to forgive me. At first, I genuinely had not noticed Zhou Mianmian and her group. You really are a bastard. I heard Lin Yu grumbling curses. Lin Yu could not help glaring at me. How long have you been complaining? That is enough already. I was speechless. I was about to ask what he was cursing about now, but I had already reached Luo Yanran. I planned to give her the boxed sweet and sour ribs first, then argue with Lin Yu later. But the moment I stood before Luo Yanran, before I could say a word, I heard Zhou Mianmian's voice. The bag Xiao was carrying was grabbed by a slender, pale hand. Thank you for packing these sweet and sour ribs for me. I sharply yanked the bag back from her. Only then did I look at the stunned Zhou Mianmian. What kind of nerve do you have? I did not pack these for you. The moment I said that, the people around us looked at me in surprise, but I ignored all the prying eyes. I only looked at the disappointment on Luo Yanran's face before she could hide it. Senior, I packed these for you too. My tone held none of the impatience I had shown Zhou Mianmian. Instead, it was a little gentler. The onlookers secretly enjoying the show were stunned. Now this was some real drama. A showdown between the school's two beauties was thrilling. A sharp pinch at her waist from Liu brought Luo Yanran back to her senses. She lowered her gaze to the two boxes of sweet and sour ribs in my hands. For me. Yes, I got to extra servings. I saw you were in this line too, so I thought you might like them as well. I looked at her, my voice very gentle. Zhou Mianmian was completely ignored. Her face went ashen. The prying looks around her made Zhou Mianmian feel humiliated. It felt as though she could hear countless people laughing at her. Finally, she shot Luo Yanran and me a vicious glare. Then, eyes red, she turned and ran out of the cafeteria. Liu Shuping cried out. Then she chased after her. At that moment, a girl quietly called out, Xiao. Mianmian ran away crying. My expression was indifferent. I glanced at the girl and said, oh, what does that have to do with me? Liu gave another amused snort. It seemed her best friend's secret crush might still have a chance. Smiling, she reached out and took the sweet and sour ribs from me for Luo Yanran. Thank you, Junior. I nearly thought we would not get any today. Luo Yanran looked up at me as well. She had seen exactly how I treated Zhou Mianmian, including the glare Zhou Mianmian had just given her. Luo Yanran could not deny it. She was somewhat happy, but she did not show it. Instead, she lifted her chin slightly, her tone a little firm. I will transfer the money to you later. Liu rolled her eyes behind her. Her best friend's stubbornly proud habit was acting up again. No wonder everyone called her an ice queen. I only smiled at that. Sure, we will go save seats and eat first. Senior, you should get your food too. As I spoke, I pulled Lin Yu, who was still watching the drama with the crowd, away. Xiao, what is going on with you? Once we sat down, Lin Yu could not hold it in anymore. You have not been yourself at all today. He had known me since elementary school, so he knew me far too well. He had thought that, now that I had stopped chasing her, at most I would just ignore Zhou Mianmian. But my attitude now was practically hostile, and it was not like something I would do. I smiled at his worried, confused gaze. I have simply let it go. Rather than care too much about what others think, I would rather live the way that makes me happy. Lin Yu froze. In the end, he did not say much. He merely nodded. Now that is something I like to hear. You used to put on too much of an act. You seem popular, but everyone was really taking advantage of you. I sighed. Lin Yu, do you know why you have no other friends? Your mouth is too vicious. But Lin Yu was perfectly unfazed. What is the point of having so many friends? Having one true friend is rare enough. Looking at Lin Yu before me, I remembered my previous life. A smile entered my eyes. I nodded in agreement. You are absolutely right. I had planned to claim a good table, thinking I might even have lunch with Luo Yanran, but I found that she had taken her food to go. As she left, she even glanced our way. I gave her a dazzling smile. Luo Yanran quickly looked away. Her steps seemed a little hurried as she left. Across from me, Lin Yu watched my foolish grin. He could barely stand to look at it. What is going on between you and Luo Yanran? I thought you were only trying to provoke Zhou Mianmian. I glanced at him. Was it not obvious enough? Lin Yu gave me a look that said, Tell me everything. He gestured for me to speak plainly, but I smiled and shook my head. I cannot tell you. I guess I suddenly found a treasure, and now I want to keep it all to myself. Lin Yu looked completely baffled, but I smiled openly. Then my phone vibrated. The profile picture I had looked at countless times, yet never dared message first, appeared on my screen. Below it was a WeChat red packet. I did not open it. Instead, I replied, Senior, I do not want the red packet to cover this and the milk tea last time. Treat me to a meal. After sending that, I patiently waited for her reply. But before Luo Yanran could respond, I received a text message. It was from Zhou Mianmian. Xiao, I am waiting for you at our usual place. I looked at the message and frowned slightly. Damn it. I had forgotten to block her number. Without missing a beat, I blocked her with one tap. Then a deeply satisfied smile spread across my face. Lin Yu watched me, switching from happy to expressionless in an instant. You are creeping me out, man. Maybe you should go pray at a temple. Seriously, I have thought something was off with you for years. It is like you have been cursed. He sighed. Honestly, what did you ever like about Zhou Mianmian? She is not pretty, and her grades are average. She is just so weak and helpless. She can't do anything right and only knows how to act pitiful. I honestly cannot see a single good quality in her. I looked at him. Then I seriously thought back to why I had liked Zhou Mianmian so much in the beginning. We had been classmates in our first year of high school. Her family was very poor. All her school fees had been waived. I had not paid much attention to her then. I only thought she seemed to have a nice nature. She never refused anyone who asked her for help. Until that day, at the back gate where stray cats often gathered, I saw the slender figure of a girl holding cat food. She gently fed the stray cats, and that image etched itself into my heart. Even now, I could still remember that scene. But now, I smiled and said, I must have been out of my mind. I loved her and gave my all. There is nothing to regret. But when I learned the outcome, I still felt regret and anger. So in this life, I will not make the same mistake again. I was a little disappointed. Until lunch break ended, I still got no reply from Luo Yanran. It seemed that meal would not happen today. Liu Shuping turned around and asked me, Xiao, where did Mianmian go? I looked at her, baffled. How would I know? Are you not her desk mate? You do not even know. Yet you ask me. Liu Shuping froze. Mianmian is waiting in the side gate garden. Did you not get her message? You know where she is. And still ask me. I gave her a speechless look. Then I went back to my practice problems. Lin Yu sneered. Liu Shuping, do you know your role in a television drama? Zhou Mianmian would be the heroine, and you would be her servant. Whatever she says goes. Liu Shuping glared at him. You are one to talk. You are the servant. Then she turned away in a huff. She did not mention Zhou Mianmian again. Zhou Mianmian really was at the side gate garden, waiting the entire lunch break. She never expected me not to come. When class was about to start, she anxiously messaged Liu Shuping on WeChat. She had asked Liu Shuping to quietly remind Xiao. Why had he not shown up? But after she sent it, Liu Shuping replied, how would I know? Can you to handle your own business? It is not like you cannot talk. Her anger was obvious even through the screen. Zhou Mianmian froze. Had something happened while she was gone? In the end, she did not dare skip class and return to the classroom. There, she found I really was in class. But even after she sat down, I kept my head down, doing problems. I did not spare her a glance. Zhou Mianmian felt like crying again. Even now, she did not understand what was wrong with me. All day, Zhou Mianmian waited for evening class to end. Seniors at our school had evening study sessions, but there was a 2-hour break. Zhou Mianmian had barely eaten all day. At lunch, she only swiped her card for a bread roll. Her card had only a little over 90 yuan left. When the bell rang, Zhou Mianmian turned to me and said, let us eat together. Her voice was timid. Her usual entitlement was gone. Lin Yu stood and called to me. Are we still selling that necklace? Of course. But as I stood, someone grabbed my hand. Zhou Mianmian's eyes were red-rimmed. Her voice was quiet. Xiao, that is the necklace you gave me. Do you really not want it anymore? I finally looked at her properly. Then I looked at the hand she held. I gently shook her off. You said it yourself. I gave it to you. You returned it this morning. How I handle it is my business. But I regret it. Xiao, I still want it. Zhou Mianmian said softly. Unfortunately, I shook my head. I do not want to give it to you anymore. Then I left with Lin Yu. Zhou Mianmian watched me from her chair. I truly left without looking back. She lowered her head in grievance. What had she done wrong? Yanshi had waited in the back for ages. When he saw me leave, he walked over and crouched before her. He offered her a tissue. Mianmian, do not be sad. Xiao has probably fallen for someone else. I saw him talk to Luo Yanran in the cafeteria. He is not worth it. Xiao would never do that. Zhou Mianmian knocked his hand away. She stood up, with her chin raised. She looked at Yanshi with disdain. Stay away from me from now on. Then she turned and left. Lin Yu and I had already left, planning to sell the necklace first, then have dinner. But at the school gate, My phone vibrated. It was a message from Luo Yanran. What should we eat now? I stopped walking. I told Lin Yu, I am not going. What? Having second thoughts, Lin Yu stopped and asked me. Still, reselling it would be a terrible deal. Instead, I pulled out the necklace and stuffed it into his hand. Sell it for me. I will cover whatever you eat tonight. I have something to do. So I am leaving. I will treat you to dinner another time. Then I turned and ran back to school. Lin Yu called after me, but I ran off without looking back. I even waved at him. Damn it. You never told me your price. Lin Yu glared at the necklace in his hand. I had no time to think about that. I had never planned to take the necklace back. Anything it sold for was a windfall. Any amount would do. Now that I had shaken off Zhou Mianmian, the freeloader, life was looking pretty sweet. When I ran beneath the classroom building, I messaged Luo Yanran. Senior, I am downstairs. Where are you? A female voice called from nearby. Hey, over here. I looked toward the voice. It was Luo Yanran, with the senior she ate with at lunch. I smiled and ran over. Sorry, I only just saw the message. Luo Yanran watched the boy run toward her, backlit by the sun, a gentle smile on his face. She had never dared imagine the scene. What she had seen most often was my back as I ran toward another girl. Of course, she had not sent that message. She had no idea how to reply. After class, Liu could not stand it anymore. Seeing how distracted she was, she grabbed her phone and sent the message. Luo Yanran was still anxiously tugging Liu. Before she could recover, Liu had already called him over. I think you'd have a chance. That junior is eager to. As soon as Liu finished, Luo Yanran could not help wondering how to answer without making him uncomfortable. Liu did not wait for Luo Yanran to answer. She smiled. You to go eat. Bring me cold rice noodles from the side gate. Thanks. I looked at her in surprise. Senior, you are not joining us. Liu waved her hand. No, I have homework to catch up on. It is due tonight. You to go ahead. I am heading back. As she spoke, she pushed the expressionless Luo Yanran. She whispered, good luck. Then she went upstairs without looking back. I looked at the silent Luo Yanran. Shall we go? Luo Yanran raised her exquisite face to me. Her tone, however, was displeased. Do you call every girl senior? That caught me off guard. I wanted to call her my wife, but could I say that? So I gave her a gentle smile. I will call you Ranran. Everyone else calls you Luoluo. But I wanted something different. The girl before me began to blush. She gave a little huff, turned away, and hurried forward. Call me whatever you want, she said impatiently. It is only a name. I smiled. I caught up with her into strides, right? It is only a name. So, what are we eating? Because I had called her Ranran. Luo Yanran felt her face was still burning. Her steps quickened, and her tone sounded more impatient. Whatever. You asked me to treat you. Did you not? You choose. I am just paying. But Luo Yanran regretted it as soon as she spoke. She quickly glanced up at me beside her, afraid I would look displeased. Her voice softened. I am worried Liu will get hungry waiting for us to bring her food, and we have class soon. Her voice grew quieter as she spoke. She thought Xiao would have been angry already. Could she not fix these little bad habits? Yet I was not angry. Instead, I said seriously, then let us get noodles at the food street behind the school. A new noodle shop just opened there. I do not know if it is any good. Hearing me speak, in my usual tone, Luo Yanran froze. She could not help looking up at me closely. She had always known I was gentle, but this was the first time she had felt it so clearly. When she said nothing, I gave a puzzled hum. What? You do not like noodles? Then let us go somewhere else. She quickly looked away. I like them. Noodles are fine. The little noodle shop was still in its soft opening period. There were only 2 or 3 occupied tables when we entered. I ordered the same thing as Luo Yanran. Then I told the server, no cilantro in either bowl. Curiosity filled Luo Yanran's eyes. How did you know I do not eat cilantro or scallions? I knew much more than that. But of course, I could not tell her. I merely smiled and said, one time in the cafeteria, I heard it while walking behind you and your classmates. Luo Yanran blinked. Had she mentioned it in the cafeteria? She did not remember, but she saw no reason for me to lie. So, Luo Yanran simply nodded. My gaze kept lingering on her face. After she died in my previous life, I spent more than a month in misery. Before that, I had not seen her for over a month. Is there something on my face? My gaze was far too obvious, making Luo Yanran nervous. She reached up to touch her cheek. Smiling, I shook my head. No. It is just that you are really beautiful, senior. Luo Yanran paused. Many people had told her that before, but it was the first time she had heard it from me. The moment I said it, it sounded wrong. Damn. Why did I sound like such a creep? I gave a quiet cough. No. I mean, you have a very distinctive look, unlike other girls. After saying that, I felt like my mouth was better off gone. Sure enough, Luo Yanran gave me a baffled look. Who looks exactly like everyone else? It is not like we are twins. After that, we both fell silent. An awkward silence settled around us. I sighed inwardly. Why was I so hopeless? Was I not usually good at keeping a conversation going? I looked at Luo Yanran. Her head was lowered, and I did not know what she was thinking. After a while, she spoke. If eating with me feels awkward, you do not have to force yourself. I did not really want to come out to eat anyway. In Luo Yanran's eyes, I had been unable to refuse her message, so I was sitting with her this awkwardly, unable to hold it in. She said it aloud. This was so awkward. Xiao must be uncomfortable. I looked at her and immediately denied it. I am not. I just suddenly did not know what to talk about. I am a little nervous. Luo Yanran looked up at me. Nervous about what? You debated in front of so many people before, and you were not nervous then. Only then did I remember. Luo Yanran and I had met in the debate club. I had only been in my first year then. Luo Yanran was a year above me, and the vice president. Later, Zhou Mianmian said I spent too much time at the club, so I decisively quit the debate club. I remembered that Luo Yanran had privately asked me then why I was leaving, but I had been rushing to see Zhou Mianmian, and I no longer remember the excuse I gave. Now that Luo Yanran mentioned debating, I could not help saying, "You still remember after all this time?" "I do not remember." Luo Yanran blurted it out without thinking. Then she realized she had just brought it up, so claiming not to remember was far too fake. Her finger tapped the table. I mean, well, some younger students mentioned it before, and it suddenly came back to me. If only there were recordings. I never saved any. I sighed, my voice regretful. I barely remember how I performed back then, or what you were like then. Luo Yanran looked at me. There are recordings. The club kept them, but we would have to look for them. I could not hide my delight. Really? But I probably cannot get in, can I? Seeing that I truly wanted them, Luo Yanran casually said, I will look when I have time, but only when I have time. In truth, she had backups on her phone, which she had watched countless times. That was where her feelings for him had begun. Thinking of that, Luo Yanran could not help looking at me. To her surprise, she met my smiling eyes. Luo Yanran's heart skipped a beat. She wanted to look away, but felt that would be even more awkward. So she tried to keep a straight face as she held my gaze. But her ears and cheeks began to burn beyond her control. My eyes could not help drifting to her little ears, growing redder by the second. At last, she gently looked away. You seem to blush easily, Senior. Luo Yanran could not help touching her burning ears and cheeks. She protested anyway. I blush whenever it gets a little warm. It is just how I am. Yet we were both still wearing jackets. Fortunately, I only smiled. I nodded. That certainly is unusual. Luo Yanran could not tell whether I meant it or not. It was obviously a lie. Yet I said it with such sincerity. In the end, Luo Yanran simply lowered her head and said nothing. Just then, our noodles arrived, perfectly easing the awkwardness. We quietly began eating. Neither of us spoke until we had finished. Yet Luo Yanran felt the awkwardness between us slowly fading, replaced by an easy familiarity. It was as if we had eaten noodles together like this countless times. The thought made no sense, but it secretly delighted her. If things could always be like this, that would not be so bad. After we finished our noodles, I suddenly spoke. I wanted to find you so many times, Senior, but I did not have the courage. Luo Yanran looked up at me. Why did you want to find me? It was not exactly about anything. I just wanted to ask. What did you want to tell me that night, Senior? I looked straight at Luo Yanran. Given a second chance, I would not waste any time. I would claim my treasure before anyone else could. But Luo Yanran was surprised by my words. She looked at me in surprise. What she failed to say that night vanished that very night, along with her limited courage. It was already gone. Over the next few days, she opened our chat window countless times, but never sent a single message. Their chat history was nothing but formal exchanges. In Luo Yanran's eyes, perhaps my tenderness that night was simply because I was kind by nature. If it had been someone else, I probably would not have refused either. In the end, Luo Yanran gave up. Those words had long since disappeared. She just had not expected that I had remembered it all along, and even brought it up. Seeing me clearly waiting for her answer, Luo Yanran suddenly did not know what to say. She was not even sure whether I knew she liked me. Did he know? If he did asking her this mean that he liked her too? Then what was Zhou Mianmian to him? She could not read my thoughts or intentions, so she could not quite answer my question. Seeing her like that, I suddenly sighed. I could not bear to pressure her. Besides, to the Luo Yanran of this life, I was probably only someone she liked. We did not know each other as deeply as we had in our past life. Still, I was confident, even when I had become such a mess in my past life. Luo Yanran had never looked down on me. Now that I was like this, how could I fail to win over my goddess? So I changed the subject. Did you forget? It is all right. If you forgot, Let it go. Luo Yanran gave a quiet hum. Then she casually asked, how come I have not seen you? With that Zhou Mianmian from your class? Did you two have a fight? I paused. No matter what. For the past 2 years, everyone had seen how good I had been to Zhou Mianmian. I had wondered whether, if Luo Yanran and I got together someday, she would mind it. Honestly, I could not blame anyone. I really had spent a long time desperately chasing Zhou Mianmian. There was no denying that. Even though I had stopped chasing her, the feelings and money I had invested over those years were still real. When Luo Yanran brought her up, I fell silent for a moment. We are just ordinary classmates. There is no need to be together every day. Besides, we should keep proper boundaries. Luo Yanran noticed my brief silence. She wanted to ask outright, don't you like Zhou Mianmian? Then why had he asked her out to dinner alone? But she did not dare make the first move. People secretly in love are always insecure. She merely said, oh. No matter how hurt she was, she did not show it. Then she scanned the code, paid, and said, let us go. Time to head back. Seeing her mood suddenly sink, I sighed. It seemed I had messed up. It looked like I would have to treat Luo Yanran even better from now on. After all, Luo Yanran deserved nothing but the best. We headed toward the school side gate, one after the other, to buy the cold rice noodles Liu liked. Luo Yanran walked a few steps, then suddenly looked at me. You should head back first. I gave a quiet hum, then asked whether she was going somewhere else. Luo Yanran took a can of cat food from her backpack, gave it a shake, and said she was going to feed the cats. I looked at the familiar brand of cat food. It was the same kind Zhou Mianmian had held when I had run into her before. I hesitated and asked, stray cats. A friend of my mom's gave us these cans. We have a cat at home too, but it cannot eat this much, and it needs to lose weight, so I bring them out to feed the strays. Luo Yanran looked at me and hesitantly asked if I wanted to come along. I was slow to process it, but nodded. Then I watched Luo Yanran skillfully find the stray's usual spot. She pulled another bag of cat food from her backpack, poured some out, and set it down with the canned food. Then she turned to leave. I stopped her and asked if we were not waiting for them to come out. No. They are very wary. Luo Yanran seemed to remember something. She frowned. At first, it was fine. But one time, when I was in my 2nd year, I came and found that one of the cats was gone. For a long time afterward, they would not touch anything I left for them. I suspect someone may have lured them away before. My grip tightened around the cold rice noodles I was carrying for her. The familiar cat food can suddenly looked harsh. Fragments of memories suddenly surfaced. The day after I saw Zhou Mianmian feeding the cats, there had been fresh cuts on her hands. Her deskmate had made a fuss, asking what happened. That was the first time I had shown concern for her. I had bought her medicine. Is that cat food expensive? Hearing my question, Luo Yanran glanced at me. It is not too bad, but it is definitely not cheap. It is imported. Hearing that, I smiled. It was as if I had suddenly woken from a dream. The idealized image of Zhou Mianmian I had built up shattered to pieces. That cat food was expensive. Zhou Mianmian's family had been struggling financially then. There was no way she could have afforded it. And afterward, she had never shown any sign of liking animals. The wounds on her hands, her fear when she later happened to see stray cats, that fearful reaction, and finally, that missing stray cat. At that moment, I truly felt like such a fool. Suddenly, someone tugged at my sleeve. Luo Yanran's voice became very soft. Look. I followed where she pointed. Several stray cats cautiously poked their heads out. Several kittens followed behind them. I turned to look at the girl beside me. Her gaze on the stray cats was gentle. There are more little ones now. I will bring some goat's milk next time. I could not help lowering my voice too. Did they ever find the cat that disappeared? Luo Yanran's expression darkened. No. Liu and I searched around here, but we could not find it. She paused. We did find some bloodstains. I closed my eyes. I am sorry. It has nothing to do with you. Luo Yanran glanced at me. My apology seemed to confuse her. She looked at the cats again. Come on. You will be hungry soon. I looked at the cats too. Then I turned and followed Luo Yanran. Do you come every day? More or less. I am not the only one who feeds them. Other people feed them too, but I still worry about them. As Luo Yanran spoke, she suddenly glanced at me. It is not that I am worried. I just happen to be passing by. But I smiled and said, then bring me along next time. Luo Yanran looked at me in surprise. You like cats too? A hint of delight appeared in her eyes. Starting today, I do. Luo Yanran was silent for a moment. Then she walked beside me. It is perfectly normal if you do not like them. Not everyone likes animals. Just do not hurt them. I tightened my grip on what I was holding. I could not help looking back at cats once more. Luo Yanran suddenly stopped at a fork in the path. The noodles tonight were pretty good. That final thank you just would not leave her lips, but I did not mind. I will walk you over. Luo Yanran looked surprised. No need. It is only a few steps. It is not like I do not know the way. She took the cold rice noodles straight from my hand, then hurried off. I rubbed my nose. Had I scared her? Probably. A near stranger suddenly being so eager to help. I sighed, but I really could not find any other chance to be nice to her. We were not even in the same school building. At last, I watched her disappear into the stairwell. Only then did I turn to leave, but at once, I saw Yanxi standing not far behind me. He startled me badly. What the hell? Are you insane? I was speechless. Yanxi stared at me darkly, his voice dripping with mockery. Everyone says you, Xiao, are polite and gentle. Those fangirls should see you now. I could not be bothered with him. I walked past him, ready to leave. But Yanxi called after me. Wait, are you going after Luo Yanran? Then can you stay away from Mianmian? I stopped. I looked at Yanxi and sighed. Brother, simps end up with nothing. Stop simping, and someday you will have it all. Trust me just once. As I said that, I felt as though holy light were shining from my entire body. What a way to repay resentment with kindness. What boundless compassion I had. But Yanxi looked at me as if I were an idiot. Are you alright, Xiao? I fell silent for a moment. Then I gave Yanxi one last look. I am fine, but I am afraid you will not be if you keep simping. With that, I ignored him. I turned and left without another word. Yanxi was left standing there, utterly baffled. He even forgot why he had come. After quite a while, he finally shouted a curse in the direction I had gone. What a lunatic. I figured I had done a good deed. In a good mood, I went to the campus store to buy some snacks. Later, I would find an excuse to give them to Luo Yanran. From a long way off, I saw Zhou Mianmian walking out of the store. I paused, then I walked past her and into the store. Zhou Mianmian had just opened her mouth to call out to me. But when she saw me ignore her and walk inside, her expression darkened. She clenched the bread in her hand, then turned and went back into the store. Of course, I saw Zhou Mianmian following behind me, but I did not say anything first. I simply began choosing from the shelves. 3 years had been enough for me to learn Luo Yanran's preferences, so I picked things out quickly. Naturally, Zhou Mianmian could tell the snacks I bought were not for her. She suddenly understood clearly that I truly did not want her anymore. She looked at me in confusion as I picked up the chocolate she hated most. Then she softly said, "You are not Xiao." I froze. Frowning, I looked at her. What did you say? My heart began to race. Could Zhou Mianmian have figured it out? No way, right? Xiao would never treat me like this. You are not him. Zhou Mianmian's voice was full of hurt. Instead, I relaxed. So, she was putting on an act again. As I looked at Zhou Mianmian, I felt absolutely nothing. I merely said, "Ma'am, your grades are bad enough. Watch fewer dramas and read fewer romance novels. Teachers tell us to read more, not to read that useless trash." That one man made Zhou Mianmian's face turn green with anger. The tears about to fall were forced back. Xiao, she gritted her teeth and glared at me. What is wrong with you? Is this because I rejected you? Did we not agree to talk after the college entrance exams? I hummed. It does not really have anything to do with that. I just suddenly saw things clearly. The way I looked at Zhou Mianmian was as if she were a stranger. You were right. Studies come first. Zhou Mianmian's eyes lit up. So it really was because she had rejected him. Softening her voice, she said, "You know, I was thinking about our future. That is all." Before she could finish, I cut her off. Wait, whose future are you thinking about? I do not know, but it has nothing to do with me. I just want to study hard now and do well on my exams. So stop putting on an act around me every day. It is embarrassing. Why not find Yanxi? He would be happy to. What do you mean? Xiao, you are jealous, are you not? Then I will stop talking to Yanxi. Just do not ignore me. I have felt awful all day. I have been crying all day. Zhou Mianmian grabbed my sleeve. Her voice was urgent. I was not talking to him anyway. You made me mad that night and would not take me home. That is why I threw a little tantrum. I took a deep breath, then pulled my sleeve free. I said seriously, "Let me be clear. From now on, we have nothing to do with each other." At that point, I gave a mocking laugh. No. We never had much of a relationship anyway. I looked coldly at Zhou Mianmian. Simply put, your personal cash machine is walking away. I quit. Understand? Zhou Mianmian took a step back. Her heart raced. This Xiao was a complete stranger to her. For a moment, she did not know what to say. Should she sweet-talk him like before? She opened her mouth. "I never treated you like an ATM." Embarrassment showed on her face. But she insisted. "Did you not choose to give me those things? I never forced you." Zhou Mianmian did not understand. What had happened to me? How could I say something so cruel? Why was he making himself sound so pathetic? She looked at me. To preserve what little dignity she had left, she said, word by word, "You did it willingly, did you not? I looked at the girl before me, claiming I had done it willingly, and suddenly laughed. Yes, I was willing before, but now I am not. Could you stay away from me? When we get back, I will ask the teacher to move my seat and stop acting as if I hurt you and saying things that twist the truth. Zhou Mianmian, I do not owe you anything. Then what were those more than 2? Nearly 3 years between us? Zhou Mianmian stared at me in disbelief. Call it my bad luck. Without caring what anyone thought, I turned and went to the register. All day today, starting this morning, Zhou Mianmian had acted like she was in a romance drama. Naturally, I had no intention of wasting another minute on her. I had too much to do. I did not want to waste time. After paying, I walked straight out of the campus store. Zhou Mianmian remained behind. All she remembered was my mocking. Call it my bad luck. Her nearly 3 years with me had earned only the words bad luck. It was as if she had returned to childhood. Hearing the neighbors gossip, they dote on a daughter that much. I heard she brings bad luck. Bad luck. They said they got into a car accident buying her a toy. Such terrible luck. What bad luck? Jinx. Her grandmother's slap cracked across her face. You little curse. Our family has had nothing but bad luck since you came along. Why do you not just die? Oddly, Zhou Mianmian no longer wanted to cry. Ignoring the stares around her, she gripped the bread in her hand and left the campus store. Xiao was the first person ever to treat her so well. She did not want to let Xiao go. Before, she wanted everyone to like her and everyone to treat her well, while overlooking Xiao. Now she saw clearly. Everyone else combined was not worth one Xiao. She would make him stop being angry with her. After leaving the campus store, I went to the study hall. I looked inside and found she was not in the classroom, but Liu was there. When Liu saw me, she came out to meet me. Who are you looking for, Junior? I'm looking for Yanran. Yu froze for a moment before realizing that Yanran meant Luoluo. She could not help smiling. They got this close after one outing? She went to the restroom, but evening study is about to start. Are you sure you want to wait? No. These are for her. Please give them to her. I will get going. Thanks, senior. Smiling, I handed the snacks to Liu. If I gave them to her in person, I would worry Luo Yanran might refuse them. But this way, Luo Yanran would probably contact me soon. If I got lucky, I could ask her out again. I knew her too well. She never liked taking advantage of anyone. I left the things behind and took off. Liu looked at the snacks. They really were all her best friend's favorites. Still, she thought her best friend's secret crush might soon be over. If this junior named Xiao did not have feelings for Luoluo, she would stand on her head and wash her hair. Luo Yanran entered as the bell rang. She immediately saw the bag on her desk. She frowned slightly. People had slipped snacks into her desk before, but few had left them so boldly on top. And Liu was here. Why had she not stopped it? She returned to her seat. Lowering her voice, she asked, what is going on? Liu glanced at her and smiled. Then she stuck a note on the bag. It read, your junior said these snacks are for you. Ask him yourself. My junior? Luo Yanran looked confused, then incredulous. She lowered her voice until it was nearly a whisper. Xiao. Liu nodded. She lowered her voice too. Yes, you have a junior, do you not? Or do you not want them? If not, I will take them. Sure enough, before Liu could touch the bag, Luo Yanran picked it up and shoved it into her desk. After I returned to class, I went straight to the teacher's office. Then, I explained the seat change to Mr. Lin. At first, Mr. Lin did not quite believe me, but after much persuasion, Mr. Lin agreed to move my seat. So, when I returned for evening study, I was in a good mood. Lin Yu slipped me 890 yuan. He said it was the money from selling the necklace from then on. Zhou Mianmian finally settled down. At least she did not look at me once all evening. I did not care either. I was still wondering why Luo Yanran had not messaged me yet. I received nothing until class ended. After class, I told Lin Yu, do not leave yet. We are switching seats. Liu Shuping and Zhou Mianmian in front of us heard it, of course. Zhou Mianmian gripped her pen tightly, forcing herself not to turn around or say a word. Liu Shuping had no such reservations. She turned around in surprise. You are switching seats? Yeah, I answered. I looked at Lin Yu. Switching. Lin Yu rolled his eyes. What else would I do? Who am I switching desk partners with? I need to get home and help my grandma. Hurry up. I looked at Yanxi walking over. Hey, switching seats? Did you not want me farther from your goddess? Come on, switch. Not switching. I nodded toward Zhou Mianmian. Yanxi immediately said, switching. Liu Shuping glanced at Zhou Mianmian and saw she had packed her things, quietly preparing to leave. Zhou Mianmian was hurting inside, but she said nothing. She put on her backpack and left. Yanxi called out, not even bothering to move his desk. You to move them around. I have things to do. He had such a good chance. He had to seize it. Lin Yu swore under his breath, since he was in a rush to get home. We switched seats in no time. After switching seats, Lin Yu and I went home together. It was just 10 when I got home. Then my phone buzzed twice in a row. One was a new friend request from Zhou Mianmian. The other was a message from Luo Yanran. Without a second thought, I ignored Zhou Mianmian's friend request and opened the Luo Yanran's message. It contained one stiff sentence. Thanks for the snacks, but you did not need to do that. I do not really eat snacks. I chuckled and replied, when I bought them, I thought Yanran might like them. So, do you? At home, Luo Yanran stared at the name Yanran. It was as if my voice suddenly echoed in her ears. Her face instantly turned red. She clutched a pillow over her burning face, fell onto her bed, and rolled around. After a while, she picked up her phone and looked at it. Then she tossed it aside again. Xiao seemed a little flirtatious like this. She was going to start overthinking again. No, she should take a shower first. Meanwhile, I had finished dinner and returned to my room, but Luo Yanran still had not replied. I looked at my message. I had not said anything wrong, had I? Could she dislike me calling her Yanran? But she had said it was fine before. I clicked my tongue. I decided to take a shower first. When I came out, I saw Luo Yanran had replied, they are okay. Then, 5 minutes later, probably because I had not replied, she asked, should I transfer you the money? I dried my hair with one hand and typed with the other. I had just typed no, but before I could finish, a video call suddenly popped up. I froze for a moment, then answered without hesitation. After connecting, I saw only a ceiling and chandelier, along with Luo Yanran's helpless voice. Pi, you knocked my phone down. Then Luo Yanran saw my face on her screen, along with my bare shoulder. For once, Luo Yanran lost control of her expression. Her eyes were full of confusion. Stunned, she thought, why was Xiao's face on her phone screen? And he appeared to be shirtless. Seeing how confused she looked, I could not help laughing. I saw you were video calling me, so I thought something was wrong, and answered. Luo Yanran felt like she might die of embarrassment. Her fair face instantly flushed crimson, and for some reason, instead of ending the call, she instinctively lowered the phone and covered the screen. Though it was only a fleeting glimpse, I still saw that she was wearing a rather revealing camisole nightgown. It looked like she wore nothing beneath it. Holy hell, I thought. I quickly stopped my imagination from running wild. Then my phone beeped, and the call ended. I took a deep breath, tossed my phone onto the bed, and went back to the bathroom. When I came out again, my face was still a little red. I picked up my phone and leaned against the bed. Sure enough, Luo Yanran had not sent anything else. A smile filled my eyes. Without mentioning that awkward mishap, I replied to her earlier message, no need to pay me back. I hope we can eat together again sometime. Do not worry about what just happened. Get some rest. Good night. Then I did not wait for her reply. Unless something unexpected happened, there would be no reply tonight. Luo Yanran looked at my messages and tossed her phone aside again. The blush had not faded from her face. She rubbed the sleepy silver-shaded cat in her arms. Pi, this is all your fault. There is no way I can sleep tonight. That was so humiliating. I even hung up without saying a single word. If I cannot sleep, neither can you? It really had been an accident. She had waited a while, but I still had not replied, and planned to send me a cash gift. But then Pi came in, pouncing on her like a tiger on prey. Luo Yanran's phone fell, and she probably did not notice she had tapped video call. She certainly had not expected me to answer. The boy's face seemed to appear before Luo Yanran again. She covered her burning face again. Then she buried her face in the covers. Oh no, she definitely would not sleep tonight. Meanwhile, Zhou Mianmian waited in her room for a long time, but I never accepted her friend request. Even though she had written, we are still classmates, so let us add each other as friends. It sounded casual, as if she had moved on, but it was all carefully guarded vulnerability. Yet the person who had once cared about her feelings seemed to be truly ignoring her this time. A shadow of sadness crossed Zhou Mianmian's eyes. She looked at Yanxi's message from 30 minutes ago. Mianmian, I will buy you breakfast tomorrow. What do you want to eat? She stared at it for a long time, then replied, anything is fine. Thanks, Yanxi. Then she opened another boy's message asking her to have dinner together tomorrow, and sent the same reply. Without Xiao, her life still had to go on. This was all she could do. At the same time, she felt slightly relieved. Thank goodness she had not given in and agreed to be with Xiao back then. Otherwise, after being abandoned by Xiao like this, she truly would have nothing left. Over the next few days, I suddenly felt the school was too big, because I had not run into Luo Yanran even once. I even messaged her privately, asking her to feed the cats with me, but Luo Yanran said she was busy. Of course, I could tell she was avoiding me. I did not know what Zhou Mianmian was thinking these days. Every day, She left a milk tea on my desk. She never said a word, or left so much as a note. She would wait until I was gone, then secretly place it on my desk. On the first day, I thought Lin Yu had bought it from me, so I poked in the straw and drank it. But after one sip, I knew Zhou Mianmian had bought it. I did not like milk tea, and I never ordered it 70% sweet. Still, I had already taken a sip. I could not exactly return it to her. In the end, I got 20 yuan in cash from the supermarket and asked Lin Yu to give it to Zhou Mianmian. It was payment for buying me the milk tea. Naturally, Zhou Mianmian did not want to take it, but when she saw my milk tea, with only one sip taken, thrown into the trash, she finally took the money from Lin Yu's hand. Over the following days, anything else she bought, I barely touched. Then, while she was away, I casually left it on her desk. So, when I saw another fruit tea today, I was getting annoyed. What was Zhou Mianmian trying to do? I took the fruit tea over to Zhou Mianmian and set it on her desk. What are you trying to do? Do not buy me these things anymore. I do not like them, and there is no need. Zhou Mianmian's gaze traveled up from my slender hand to my expressionless face. She forced a smile. I just wanted to do something for you, like you once did for me. I looked at her silently, my tone strange. So, you think all I did for you was buy milk tea? Zhou Mianmian shook her head in panic. Of course not. You did so much for me. She lowered her head awkwardly. But I do not have much money. This is all I can afford. If you do not like milk tea or juice, can I buy you breakfast tomorrow? I took a deep breath. Zhou Mianmian, there is no need. What I did for you before, I never expected you to repay. You do not need to do any of this. From now on, we are just ordinary classmates. Do not buy me things anymore. You do not have much money to begin with. Why waste it? Zhou Mianmian's eyes lit up. She looked up at me, her eyes suddenly pleading. You still care about me, don't you? I looked at Zhou Mianmian, speechless. Stop doing pointless things. With that, I turned and left. At the doorway, I happened to run into Yanxi returning. He was holding a cup of milk tea. Yanxi did not look pleased. These past few days, Zhou Mianmian had brought me milk tea every day, and plenty of people had seen her bringing me juice. His buddies even mocked him behind his back. They called him the bottom of the food chain for hopeless pursuers. He was chasing Zhou Mianmian, while Zhou Mianmian was chasing Xiao. It made him look especially pathetic. So, when he saw me, he could not help shooting me a vicious glare. I felt like I was seriously done with this. I simply ignored him and walked straight out. Yanxi grew angry at how unbothered I looked. It was as if only after Xiao stopped chasing her did Zhou Mianmian start paying attention to him. That made it seem as if he had picked up what Xiao did not want. He glanced at the milk tea in his hand, then looked up at Zhou Mianmian. Sure enough, there was a fruit tea on her desk. That must have been the one Xiao rejected. Yanxi walked over, his face dark. He handed Zhou Mianmian the milk tea he had bought. Mianmian, I bought you milk tea. Zhou Mianmian gave him a gentle smile. Thank you, Yanxi. Then you can have this fruit tea. As she said it, her smile remained gentle. Yanxi looked at her face. His expression softened too, but when he looked at the fruit tea, it still left a bad taste in his mouth. He could not help asking, did you not buy this for Xiao? Zhou Mianmian was clearly taken aback. Then her expression fell. I am sorry. I do not get much spending money each month. I cannot afford to buy another cup. She gave him a wan smile as she spoke. Then she moved the fruit tea aside. If it bothers you, forget it. I will buy you one tomorrow, to thank you for all the milk tea these past few days. As she said this, her eyes shimmered with tears. Yanxi's heart instantly softened. He reached over and took the fruit tea. No need. This is perfect. It has not even been touched. Zhou Mianmian seemed delighted. Her eyes brightened, but she still hesitated. But I gave it to Xiao before. It is fine. He did not drink it, did he? Now it is mine. After Yanxi said that, everything suddenly became clear to him. What did it matter if Xiao rejected it? Xiao had never won Zhou Mianmian over anyway. He still had a chance. You do. Zhou Mianmian gave him a sweet smile. Yanxi, you are so kind. Meanwhile, I headed straight to the senior repeaters building. It was already Saturday. They had the day off tomorrow. I had to seize the chance to catch Luo Yanran. Maybe even ask her out tomorrow. Once I was downstairs, I took out my phone and messaged Luo Yanran. Are you in your classroom? I am downstairs. I bought you milk tea. After waiting a while, I got her reply. I am not in the classroom. Drink it yourself. Where else could she be at this hour? I looked up at the school building and suddenly thought of something. You are watching the cats, right? I am coming over. Wait for me. With that, I strode toward the side gate. Sure enough, Luo Yanran was where we had fed the cats last time. She sat beneath a large tree nearby, staring blankly at where the stray cats used to appear. Hearing footsteps, Luo Yanran turned around. She saw me approaching with milk tea in hand, then casually taking the seat beside her. Luo Yanran had still felt a little awkward. Though many days had passed. That day had been mortifying for her, but seeing how naturally I acted now, she suddenly no longer felt embarrassed. I handed her the milk tea. 30% sugar. The weather was still a little chilly, so I ordered hot milk tea. Luo Yanran lowered her eyes to the cup. Still, she accepted it. Thanks. I actually do not like milk tea. After saying that, Luo Yanran felt a little discouraged, but I did not seem to notice. Then I will get you fruit tea next time. No need. Luo Yanran glanced at me. If I want one, I will buy it myself, but I want to buy it for you. I said it openly. So why are you unhappy? Luo Yanran froze for a moment and looked away. I am not unhappy. Really, if your back were in a comic, there would be a dark cloud hanging over it. As I spoke, I theatrically reached my hand over her head and waved it around. Shoo, shoo. Watching me, Luo Yanran could not help laughing. Xiao, you are so childish. I looked at her smile and smiled too. Childish is fine. See, you are smiling now. For once, Luo Yanran did not look away. She simply looked at me. Xiao, why are you so good to me? Milk tea, snacks, coming all this way to see me, and even making me laugh. It was hard for Luo Yanran not to read into it. Or was Xiao this kind to everyone? I thought to myself. Finally, I have a chance to tell her how I feel. Just as I was about to speak, Luo Yanran softly said, actually, back in our first year of high school, you comforted me once too, but you probably do not remember. I truly had no memory of it at all. But seeing Luo Yanran smile, it was obvious she remembered it clearly. I am sorry. I do not really remember. My Adam's apple bobbed. There was more apology in my voice. Luo Yanran did not seem surprised. She nodded. I knew you would not remember. Can you tell me about it? Maybe it will come back to me if you remind me. But Luo Yanran shook her head. No, it is a little secret between me and the Xiao from our first year. I cannot tell you. I looked confused. But are we not the same person? Luo Yanran smiled. Of course you are not the same person. Xiao in his first year of high school had not fallen for Zhou Mianmian yet. He would tell me, why care what other people think? No matter how you live, someone will dislike you. You shine so brightly, senior. Make them so jealous they cannot do a thing about it. After all, you are the main character. All they can do is rage helplessly. Why should you make yourself miserable? Wouldn't it be better to drive them crazy? The boy's voice held gentle teasing and comfort. You are truly beautiful, senior. You are the best. But in the end, that boy's tender gaze rested on only one person. Sadly, that person was not her. I sighed. All right. I never thought I would be jealous of myself one day. Luo Yanran was trying to puncture the milk tea lid. When she heard the word jealous, her hand froze as she looked at me. What did you say? I am jealous because the Xiao from our first year gets to share a secret with you. And you sounded so gentle talking about him. I envy him a little. Luo Yanran could hear her heart racing. Flustered, she looked away. Did Xiao mean what she thought he meant? She tried several times, but could not pierce the seal. Seeing how obviously flustered she was, I took the milk tea from her hand, pierced the lid, and handed it back. You seem a little flustered. Why would I be? Luo Yanran denied it without thinking. Her hands just felt weak. Did you not ask why I was unhappy? It is because I did terribly on the mock exam. Right now, Luo Yanran only wanted to change this heart-racing subject. I paused, but I remembered Luo Yanran had always been an excellent student. I could not help comforting her. It was only one mock exam. I did not do that well either. Do you care that much about grades? But Luo Yanran smiled. It is our final year. Who would not care about grades? And my mother cares a lot. She looked at me frankly. Most importantly, I am repeating my final year. That made me wonder. While Luo Yanran was repeating her final year, her college entrance exam score last year had not been bad. I even remembered she had ranked at least in the top 3 at school, and even in the top 10 in the province. Yet she chose to repeat the year. Why? Why are you repeating the year? Unable to hold it in, I asked. Luo Yanran did not seem surprised by the question. She took a sip of milk tea. A lot of people have asked, but I never told them. Do you want to know? She smiled at me as she spoke. Then trade me one of your secrets. Then she quietly watched me. In the end, I looked away first. If you do not want to tell me, forget it. I will not force you. Luo Yanran seemed surprised. How did you know I did not want to say? I only smiled. Just a feeling. Your instincts are pretty accurate. Luo Yanran smiled. Then she glanced at her watch. Lunch break was nearly over. Thank you for the milk tea. Then I looked at her and gently said, do not be unhappy. When you look sad, even this bright day feels irritating. Then I added, and that person is me. Luo Yanran's heart skipped a beat. She was almost certain Xiao was flirting with her. It was not her imagination. Luo Yanran suddenly wanted to ask why he had suddenly started flirting with her. Before, apart from Zhou Mianmian, every other girl had seemed invisible to him. So, Why had he suddenly changed? But deep down, she was too timid to ask, even if I was only teasing her on a whim. The box containing her years-long unrequited love, which had seemed destined to go nowhere, was suddenly opened. Though she was nervous and afraid, she still could not bring herself to close it again. Luo Yanran believed she had always been a rational person, but when it came to me, she could not stay rational. After that, we walked one behind the other along the campus road without speaking. When we reached the building, I finally remembered why I had come. Ranran, want to go to the bookstore tomorrow? Hearing Ranran, Luo Yanran, who was walking ahead, looked a little awkward again. She reached up and touched her ear. Before turning around, the bookstore? Yes. Did you not say you did poorly on the mock exam? Me too. So I'm planning to buy some practice workbooks. Want to come? I asked her earnestly. Although Luo Yanran felt their relationship was not close enough to browse a bookstore together, deep down, though, she really did not want to refuse. I saw her hesitation and added with a smile, did you not say you would send me money earlier? Forget the money. Buy me lunch tomorrow after we visit the bookstore. Luo Yanran could find no reason to turn me down, so she gave a quiet hum of agreement. Then the time and place. Send them to me on WeChat later. I am heading up first. I answered, okay. Go on. Do not be unhappy. Luo Yanran did not respond to that. She only glanced at me, then turned and went upstairs. I made it back to the classroom just in time. After evening study, Lin Yu hurried home. He left without waiting for me. I packed up my things, still wondering where else we could go tomorrow besides the bookstore and lunch. Where else could we go? When I looked up, Yanxi was eagerly trailing behind Zhou Mianmian. He was probably trying to walk her home, but Zhou Mianmian declined with a smile. When she looked up, her eyes accidentally met mine. Zhou Mianmian tightened her grip on her backpack strap, as if afraid I would misunderstand. She moved a little farther from Yanxi and softly said, you do not have to trouble yourself. I can get home by myself. See you next week. Then she glanced at me again, only to find that I had already left. Zhou Mianmian looked disappointed. She then smiled at Yanxi and hurried out. Xiao seemed to be going home alone tonight. He had been looking at her just now, too. After all these days, had Xiao finally stopped being angry? Maybe he had been waiting for her. But then he saw Yanxi and left by himself. Irritation rose in her heart. It was all his fault from the start. Zhou Mianmian looked at the boy's back ahead of her, and her eyes lit up. Xiao. The moment I heard that familiar voice behind me, I immediately quickened my pace. But running footsteps sounded behind me, and Zhou Mianmian's voice drew closer. Xiao. Wait for me. Let us go home together. Her voice was light and cheerful, but I did not slow down. No. We are going in different directions. Hearing my answer, Zhou Mianmian froze for a moment, so Xiao had not been waiting for her. Then I will walk you home, and go home afterward. Zhou Mianmian said softly. I suddenly stopped. With a sigh, Zhou Mianmian, what exactly are you trying to do? Zhou Mianmian clutched her backpack strap tighter. I had given her that backpack too. The watch on her wrist too. Even the phone she used. Only now did Zhou Mianmian realize that every part of her life carried traces of me. I just want to be good to you, just as you used to be good to me. Will you stop being mad at me sooner if I do that? I turned to face Zhou Mianmian and met her innocent, bewildered eyes. Zhou Mianmian, do you really not understand? Or are you pretending not to? I just suddenly woke up. I realized how ridiculous I had been, and how much I deserved it. As I looked at Zhou Mianmian, there was none of my usual tenderness left. You are a girl. I have never wanted to say anything too harsh to you. So from now on, live your own life. Do not do anything for me anymore. I shook my head, helpless and mocking. There wasn't much real feeling there anyway. With that, I turned and walked away. Xiao. How do you know I didn't truly care about you? That is not fair. Maybe I neglected you before. Maybe I did many things wrong, but I can change. Zhou Mianmian called out unwillingly. Her voice was not quiet. Liu and Luo Yanran, not far away, heard it too. They both stopped walking. They watched me continue walking away without pausing. I was soon nearing the school gate. Liu was speechless. They did not usually walk this way. She had only wanted to take a walk tonight, so she had invited Luoluo to come this way. This is a nightmare. I should have known better than to come this way. She glanced at the silent Luo Yanran, but Xiao does not seem to care much. She gave an awkward laugh. I guess they have really fallen out. Luo Yanran said nothing. She only looked in the direction I had gone. By then, I was long out of sight. When she turned to look at Zhou Mianmian behind her again, she found another boy already standing beside her. Had they really broken up? But Zhou Mianmian had looked so upset just now. How was she now with another boy? Walking out together? Luo Yanran could not make sense of it. Liu also looked over at Zhou Mianmian. No wonder I heard people call Xiao a desperate simp before. This Zhou Mianmian seems to welcome every guy who pursues her. Really? Were they not dating before? Luo Yanran did not understand. They always seemed very close. Please. Lots of people thought so. But Xiao denied it, and Zhou Mianmian denied it too. Still, before this, everyone thought getting together was only a matter of time. But Zhou Mianmian's behavior was pretty laughable. Liu knew her best friend did not follow this gossip, so she explained seriously. Looking at Xiao now, he has probably finally seen her clearly. That is a good thing. Otherwise, I would really feel sorry for Xiao. Luo Yanran nodded. Then he must have been very hurt before. I went home in high spirits, only to find Mom was working late today, and Dad was already asleep. They had not left me anything to eat. So once I got to my room, I opened a food delivery app. I looked through it, but found nothing I wanted to eat. In the end, I simply made a social media post first. At midnight, I was hungry enough to eat a horse. Too bad there is no cow at home. Lin Yu was always the first to like it, and even left me a comment. I have not packed up my stall yet. Come over. But I did not want to go out, so I simply replied no. As I seriously browsed delivery options, a message popped up. What do you want to eat? It was actually Luo Yanran. I instantly perked up. I opened the message, thought for a moment. First, I sent a pitiful looking sticker. Then I added, I cannot find anything I want to eat. Then she called me through WeChat. I was pleasantly surprised. I answered at once. I am out right now, not far from your place. There is a snack street here. What do you want to eat? But I frowned at that. You are out this late? Yeah. Liu said. She wanted to eat something before heading home. It is just you two girls. Where are you? I stood up and checked the time. It was already 10:30. It was so late. Two girls out alone. I was genuinely worried. At the Zixi night market, I can pack something up for you. Luo Yanran repeated herself. No need. I was just about to go out for a late-night snack too. Wait for me. Luo Yanran froze for a moment. Had he not just turned Lin Yu down on social media? Why was he coming out now? I had already grabbed my things, changed my shoes, and headed out. It is to bus stops from here. About 10 minutes. I am on my way. Luo Yanran gave a quiet oh. Then she did not know what else to say. Finally, she said, then come eat here yourself. I am hanging up. Wait, don't hang up. I hurriedly called out. Tell me what good food they have there. I have never been. I ran toward the bus stop. Luo Yanran looked down the seemingly endless snack street. She frowned slightly. Her voice held some hesitation. But there is so much food here. You should come see for yourself. After saying it, she wondered if she had sounded too cold. After hesitating, she added, there really is a lot. I replied with a smile. I know. I just did not want you to hang up. This is the first time you have called me. My words reached Luo Yanran in broken fragments. The signal was probably poor, but Luo Yanran still heard me. She felt her ears beginning to burn. Seeing Liu walking toward her, she flusteredly said, the signal here is bad. I am hanging up. Then she quickly ended the call. Call duration, 6 minutes and 18 seconds. Had those few sentences really taken over 6 minutes? Liu came over and saw Luo Yanran's flushed face. Hey, why are you so red? Too hot. But it is still cold out. Luo Yanran turned off her phone screen, looked up at her. It is a little hot. Liu watched her and sensed something was off. She glanced at the phone in her hand. Who were you talking to? You look completely love-struck. Your junior, huh? She waggled her eyebrows at Luo Yanran. Luo Yanran was not used to lying, so she changed the subject. What else do you want to eat? I already bought it. The stall stinky tofu is the best. Try some. Then Luo Yanran remembered that I had said I was coming over. Luo Yanran could not help taking a step back. No, she wondered whether Xiao could stand the smell. What if he could not? About 7 or 8 minutes later, I stood in front of Lin Yu's family snack stall. Its sign read, colorful sticky rice balls. Luo Yanran and Liu were sitting at a small table behind it. Lin Yu looked at me speechlessly. Did you not say you were not coming out? The elderly woman beside him reached over to smack him. How can you talk to little Xiao like that? Then she turned to me with a warm smile. Little Xiao, are you hungry? Grandma will make you a rice ball. Go sit in the back. I smiled and said, thank you, Grandma. Do you need any help? The elderly woman waved her hand. No need. You would not know how anyway. Just sit down. I had no intention of getting in the way, so I obediently went to the back. Then, I naturally sat down at Luo Yanran's table. Liu greeted me with a smile. Junior, what a coincidence. Luo Yanran glanced at me and nodded. That counted as her greeting. I smiled. Not a coincidence. I knew you were here, so I came. My frankness left Liu briefly speechless. Her gaze shifted between us. So Luo blushed just now. Because of you. I was not blushing. It was too hot. Luo Yanran immediately denied it, but she sounded too eager, making her hard to believe. I smiled at her. You blushed? I did not even say anything. Liu got even more excited. Our Luoluo blushes whenever anyone teases her. Do not let her expressionless face fool you. She looks so aloof, but she is actually adorably goofy. She is super cute. Luo Yanran reached out to cover Liu's mouth. But tables like this, and their chairs were small to begin with. She stood too quickly, and the table shook. I steadied the table with one hand, and reached the other behind her, keeping her from falling. Careful. Luo Yanran felt she had acted childish. She sat back down, her face red. She just did not dare meet my eyes. Thankfully, I did not pursue the subject. Lin Yu soon brought over 3 rice balls and 3 bottles of drinks. Liu exclaimed, "Wow, we did not order ones this big, did we? My grandma is treating you. She said you are Xiao's friends. No extra charge," Lin Yu said. Liu smiled in surprise. "Then thank you." I looked at the bustling little stall. Lin Yu smiled and nodded. "Take your time. Call me if you need more. I need to get back to work." I looked away, only to find both girls still watching Lin Yu and his grandmother. Lin Yu is my classmate. It is just him and his grandma at home. The 2 girls looked away. Luo Yanran said, "You two seem to eat lunch together every day. You pay that much attention to me." I replied with a smile. Liu took 2 bites of her sticky rice. Then she drawled, "I feel a little like a third wheel. Should I leave first?" Luo Yanran sounded anxious. Liu finally smiled and said nothing more. Sticky rice fills you up after only a little, especially when the portions were so big. By the end, neither girl could eat much more. But after glancing at the elderly woman, they forced down every last bite. I watched them clean their plates and was a little surprised. You could have fed the leftovers to stray dogs. Grandma prepared these especially for us. That would be disrespectful, Luo Yanran said seriously. I looked at her and nodded softly. Thank you both. Liu had already eaten, yet she had forced herself to finish the sticky rice. Now, painfully full, she stood up. I cannot take it anymore. I am heading home. My house is right ahead. Only 5 minutes on foot. She looked at me and smiled. Junior, walk Luoluo home for me. Luo Yanran said, no need. I can get home myself. But I came out because I